welcome back to the sewing room. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the videos, make sure you're subscribed, give me a thumbs up or a comment to let me know what you think. I've been really trying to work really hard on this channel and I want it to succeed, so hopefully I can keep putting out the videos that you want to watch. And today I thought we could talk about my new dress that I finished only the other day, and I wanted to make sure I could wear it out to Sunday lunch. So this is Simplicity 3128. It's a Mimi G pattern. She designed some really beautiful patterns. I made a few of them in the past. But yeah, this one I just had to try because I've been very into the Milkmaid bodice trend. You'll maybe have seen some of my other versions of this sort of style of dress. So it's got the sweet gathered bust area with little ties at the front. This version then has a button down front, which is quite unusual, which drew my attention. And then I hacked the dress because it was actually a all-in-one sort of fitted dress below the waist, and I split off the bodice into a separate bodice and skirt so I could add some flair to the skirt because I think that's a little bit more me. But I love the button front. This fabric is amazing. So Indian block prints sort of been everywhere for the last year. I picked this up in a de-stash from my friend Marie. I've mentioned her on the channel before. Hi Marie. And as soon as it arrived, I'd already toiled the pattern, so I knew immediately that I could get started on this. So here's a look at my toile. As you can see, it's pretty good. It was fitting great. The only problem was that I didn't put my notches on properly and I didn't gather to the correct stopping point. So you can sort of see there's some pulling under the armpits, so that was all fixed. And then I had chopped it off at the waist, but I'd misjudged where my waist was going to sit, so I chopped it off too low, so then I ended up raising the waist seam a little bit higher. So here's a look at the pattern pieces. This is the Milkmaid style bust piece. Interestingly, you hem the armhole, you hem this upper edge to make the casing for the drawstring, and then you hem the centre front edge as well to make that sort of almost a bit peekaboo front. And then you have the two notches. This is the notch I forgot about, where you gather up under the bust for the sort of, then the gathered, it's gathered with the drawstring at the top and gathered under the bust for that lovely pleated effect. Then the bodice requires the upper and lower to be joined before it'll match with the back. So that's quite an interesting construction. You can see here I graded out for a bit of extra width, and then I marked the waistline and cut 1.5 centimeters below, but actually my waistline is actually a bit higher than this. It's actually, you know, I had to raise the waist in the end. So that's why there's a bit folded over. And then I decided to omit the dart because this dart runs down into the skirt to then be able to shape around your stomach, and I didn't need that because obviously I was cutting it off and adding a separate skirt. So I just folded out the dart at the front and then folded out the dart at the back. I didn't need them. And then it has a really interesting shaped front facing. I'll show you how that looks on the inside, and then a little back facing, so you can see they don't actually join together at the side seams. It's a really interesting construction on the inside, so I'll show you that in a second. So here you can see the inside of the dress, those folded over hems that I mentioned. Here is the facing. So if you didn't have this waist seam, you've got to imagine it without that. That would actually be quite a neat front. I ended up joining my facing, which I could have also skipped. I could have used the original facing, but I didn't know exactly how I wanted it to finish when I was cutting out. So I could change that on a future one. You can see here on the buttonhole side, this is me not cutting out correctly. This is what happens when you wing it a little bit. Sometimes you don't get your measurements quite right. Show you the back. Again, it's sort of a partial facing, if this waist seam's not supposed to be here, so actually that would be fine. It's quite a decent size as well, feels very supportive. You sew your front, you sew your back, and then you attach your facing so it encloses this raw edge and everything is pushed towards the back, which I quite like. I'm going to pop a picture of the instructions up on the screen so you can see it a bit better. I've also been wearing it all day, that's why that's all wrinkled over. So I put a bit of a poll out on Instagram for people to tell me what they thought this print on the fabric was. It was described as roses in the original fabric post, but then, I don't know, they're kind of giving me like fruit vibes, like maybe some kind of berry. Someone else also described them as purple cabbages. I can see that too. Someone else said brains. Not really into that description. But whatever they are, they're very cute. So I love the purple. I was looking for a purple and orange print ideally. I'm a really big fan of Pink City Prints. They're a ready-to-wear company who use exclusively block print Indian cottons and like the most amazing neon colours. But I think this is pretty good. Pretty fun, purple, lovely colours, and yeah, the pops of green. I managed to find buttons in my stash that are like a grey green that I think they tie in quite well, so I was pretty pleased with that. And yeah, the dress went down very well at lunch. I have decided in the end to wear a bra with it, but I can get away without one. But there's like the tiniest little keyhole at the centre front. And so the bra is peeking through a little bit, but not like in a noticeable way, especially if the ties are down in front. But yeah, in future I probably just won't wear a bra, because yeah, I think it's very flattering. Either way, it makes me feel very busty. I think that's the thing with the mermaid, the Milkmaid styles. And yeah, I just think it's a really cute, lovely summer day dress. My wardrobe is crying out for sundresses, strappy little sundresses. Especially as like I'm having hot flashes, guys. I need to stay cool, and then when I go on my dance lessons on Monday nights, it gets very warm in the dance studio, so strappy dresses are great for that, strappy or sleeveless. And then I've outgrown a lot of the strappy sundresses that I had from previous years. They're all a bit too tight, so this is a great addition. Really pleased I made it. I might do another video where I compare. I have 3 Milkmaid dresses now. I might compare them all one after another and see like the pros and cons of each of them, and recommend to you in case you're looking to make your own Milkmaid dress. I hope you like the dress and the video. Let me know in the comments what your summer sewing plans are. I'm feeling really inspired at the minute. It's my favourite time of year to sew for. So there'll be lots more videos coming. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great week.